this is Vishu from Savage Camp, and in this video we are going to learn how to reset a root password when you get stuck from your Red Hat distribution virtual machine or whatever you're using. Anyhow, so if you are trying to log in as root, and even if you forget your password and you don't know root's password to change your password, what you can do is first reboot. So I'm going to close this and I will just power off and power it back on from here. So once you see this screen, you have to press any key so the automatic selection stops. And when you select any of these, just go with the first one and press E to edit. So I'm going to press E, and this will give me some lines of codes that you don't need to understand. What you need to do is find a line which starts with Linux 16, which is right over here if it stops. Okay, so this is the line that you need to find. Once you find this, go to the end of this. So you can go by clicking the right arrow or just press end, and you will come to the end of the line. So after UTF-8 or anything that you see, at the end you have to type rd.break. What this is going to do is give you an emergency shell which will help you reset the password. So once you add this, you have to press Ctrl X to start. So I'm going to press Ctrl X, and this will reboot the machine and get me into an emergency shell. So this is what you will see as soon as you enter the emergency shell. It says switch underscore root. So right now I am in slash, but everything that the system runs on is in a directory called sysroot. So this sysroot has your slash. So what we need to do first is we need to mount this sysroot. So mount -o, and we need to mount it in read write permissions because we are going to write something in sysroot, and then remount /sysroot. So again, this is just mounting the sysroot, which is your whole machine. So you're remounting your switch sysroot into read and write mode, and once you do that, it has been mounted. So what you need to do is change the root. So you will do chroot, which is change root, and you're going to point it to sysroot. So what we are telling the kernel is change root to /sysroot so we can get hold of our machine. So now we are in the shell. So if I do who am I, you will see that you are root. The only thing that has changed is we have remounted sysroot in read and write. So we can change stuff over here and write it. So what I'm going to do is pass wd root to change the password, and I'm going to put the new password, and once it has been authenticated, create a file with touch, and I'll name it auto relabel. This will help you bypass SE Linux. Without the auto relabel file, these changes are not going to stay, but with touch /auto relabel, what you're doing is creating an auto relabel empty file which will help you bypass SE Linux. Now SE Linux is a whole different thing that we cannot cover right now, but the main part of this process is to touch this file, because without touching, nothing is going to happen. So I'm going to exit, and here I'm going to mount the old sysroot as read only sysroot, and I'm going to exit after this. So what I did was first I changed, so I mounted it in read and write mode, then I changed root to sysroot, I updated the password, I created a file called auto relabel for SE Linux purposes, and I mounted it back in read only mode, and I'm going to exit now, and this will trigger a reboot. So here SE Linux target policy relabel is required. Relabeling could take a very long time depending on file system size and speed of hard drives. So that is why we created that auto relabel file. And one more thing, the last step which I did was to remount it in read-only mode. Even if you skip that and after touch slash dot auto relabel, if you do exit and exit, it would be the same thing. The only thing is I just remounted it as it was. If you don't do that, the Linux kernel would do it during the boot process. So once we are in our login screen, I'm going to log in as root and my password was just Vishu, and you can see I am logged in right now. So this works. Let me know if you have any questions, just put it in the comments.